E te hui, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā koutou katoa. E oku rangatira mā tēnā koutou katoa, tēnā koutou e hui mai nei roto I tēnei whare, tēnā hoki koutou e pāna I o tātou kaupapa mō tēnei rā. Nō reira, ki te taho tōku pāpā no tūhoi ahau, ki te taho tōku kōka ngō Ngāti Porou ahau, ko tōku nei ingoa, ko tāhui pare tui a lua ahau, ko au te CEO of PARS Incorporated. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. I think that was my 7 minutes. I'll sit down now. I usually take 7 minutes just in my introduction and my waiata. But first of all, please let me extend the apologies from my partner, CEO of Turiki Healthcare, Te Puia Winiata. I lost the paper scissors rock and she went to Samoa and I stayed in Aotearoa to hold the Te Ira fort. So just want to extend apologies, but also a mihi atu from Turiki Healthcare. And today it gives me great pleasure to stand and present to you Te Ira. Te Ira is the coming together of two organisations, Turiki Healthcare, PARS Incorporated, to address wicked problems with a wicked solution. That solution, Te Ira, focuses on the children, the pepi, the tamariki, the taiohi, the youth of vulnerable whānau, and in particular whānau mauhere, the children and youth of prisoners. It's really important that I take you on the journey first, on the hikoi. This journey started a good 2 years ago. Te Puia and I both recognised in the sectors that we were working in, and in particular my sector, and I think, Dorothy, you referred to it, government contracts, very constrained outputs, etc. And that's what I was faced with coming into the justice or criminal justice sector. I come from a very privileged education background around transformational learning, around knowing and naming your world. And I came into this criminal justice sector with really rose-tinted glasses. And I was going to save the world through this transformational learning. My glasses were shattered, absolutely shattered, because there were big gaps in the sector I'm in. No disrespect to the sector, but there were gaps. Our children, our babies, our rangatahi, our whānau were falling through these massive big black holes. And I thought there must be a different way of doing this. I need to find someone who's going to help me, our organisation, fulfil the moimoia, the wauata, the dreams and aspirations of our children, of our babies, of our mothers, of our fathers. And so Te Puia and I were introduced about 2 years ago, and we were introduced by email, and we both went, kia ora kare, how are you? And then we got on with our job. And then about a year later, someone else said, you need to meet this amazing woman, Te Puia Winiata, same thing, kia ora kare, how are you? And we got back on with our work. Third time lucky, this Irishman, Johnny O'Connell, the community stakeholder manager for ProCare, came and visited me at PARS. I poured my heart out to him and he said, I've got the woman you need to meet and her name's Te Puia Winiata. And I went, I know that name. But Johnny brought us together. He brought the two of us, kanohi ki te kanohi together, kaumātua to kaumātua, rangatira te rangatira. We sat, we talked, we connected, the hairs went up all over us. Why? Because we'd been brought together beyond the veil. For those of you who may not understand what I'm talking about, our tipuna had brought her and I together, for a kaupapa bigger than her and I as CEOs. And so that's how Tūtaki and Pās came together and started this journey. And our first hikoi was up on the Mangere Maunga. We took our staff up this maunga, it poured with rain, we hikoied the maunga and the rain just washed away and cleansed us. And it opened us up to a new way of being, a new way of knowing and doing. And that new way of being, knowing and doing was called Te Ira. And so we came together, Pās and Tūtaki. We basically, if you think of a marriage, we joined together and we've given birth to a new baby. And that baby is called Te Ira. And that baby is going to focus on the children and the youth of vulnerable whānau, and in particular whānau Mauhere. Pās brings 116 years illustrious whakapapa working with released prisoners. Tūtaki, a kaupapa Māori health care provider, and so together we've formed this new entity with the support of Foundation North. Why did we come together? Deirdre talked about it. The statistics say it all. Children in SIF's care are 17 more likely to become imprisoned. They're 9 times more likely to be imprisoned if they have a mother or father who is a mohere. 20,000 children at any one time have an incarcerated whānau member, and 76% of New Zealand's incarcerated mohere are parents. So our children are in crisis. We look at South Auckland, we all know high levels of deprivation, more than a quarter of our youth are disengaged, they have poor health, die too young. And what's really important to note is there are 3 correctional facilities in South Auckland. One that's already looking after our youth, one that's looking after our mothers, and another that's looking after our fathers. And top it all off, the bus from Spring Hill stops at Manukau, and the release mohere get off that bus in South Auckland. So this pipeline of disadvantage, Tūtaki and Pās have come together to give birth to our baby, and our baby is going to address that pipeline of disadvantage with the parents. This is the journey in that pipeline of a disadvantage. If you're a male, you've been in SIF's care, you will most probably end up in the Youth Justice Facility in Wiri, and then you'll go on to the private prison in South Auckland. If you're a female, you've traversed the same pipeline, you'll end up in SIF's care, Youth Justice Facility, Wiri Women's Prison. Our tipuna, my tipuna, your tipuna did not want this for our children. That's not what they envisaged. So our call to action as 2 organisations coming together, we looked back to our tipuna. We looked back to the likes of Dame Whinakūpa, who in the late 70s said not 1 more acre of Māori land will leave Māori ownership. John Rangihau, noted academic, tūhoi leader, who instigated a report called Puao Te Atatu, which was the dawn of a new day, and it looked at institutional racism in the Department of Social Welfare. His call to action was not 1 more child will enter a residential facility. Te Ira's call to action is not 1 more generation will enter the pipeline of disadvantage. So right now, as Pās are working with 3 generations in 1 prison at one time. The youth aspire to be like Dad or Koro. We have to teach them to dream, to aspire, to dream differently. What I want to leave with you as a burning question is, how did one marae in South Auckland, Te Puia Marae, in the last couple of months mobilise the nation of Aotearoa? How did they do that? How did they get Housewives of Remuera? And no disrespect to Housewives of Remuera, but how did they get them in the kitchen cooking for Te Pani me Te Rauakore, for the poor and bereft? How did they get children donating? How did they get the Asian and ethnic community cooking in the kitchen? How did one marae do that? How did they achieve collective impact, social change in about 1 or 2 months where government departments could not do it? and no disrespect to the government departments. Te Puia Marae housed 160 individuals in less than 2 months. So that's the burning question I leave with you. How did they mobilise? How did they harness a nation? How they did it, that they appealed to the nation's heart. The nation did not want to see homeless children sleeping in cars. That's how they appealed. That's how they mobilised a nation. Te Ira is going to mobilise a nation too, because we want to stop that fourth generation entering the pipeline of disadvantage. And so I know I'm getting there, our mission for our whānau is to achieve intergenerational success. We're not talking about today, we're talking about the past and the future, achieving intergenerational success, helping whānau to build a better tomorrow today. And I'm getting there, and what do I want to see for the future? I want to see, Te Ira wants to see restoration of mana. You restore the mana of an individual, you restore the mana of a whānau, of a hapu, of an iwi. I want to see reciprocity as was envisaged by Te Puia Marae. I want to see Indigenous reclamation of validation, affirmation and reclamation of cultural identity. And I just want to acknowledge the Centre for Social Impact and Foundation North, because they fed our baby. They poked and prodded us, their specialists poked and prodded us, the parents, and by the time the 9-month gestation had arrived, we just wanted the baby out because we'd had enough. We'd had enough of the specialists poking and prodding us, but let me tell you, I would not have done it any other way. It is a privilege to have been on this journey with the Centre for Social Impact, with all the staff and with Foundation North, and I look forward to coming on a journey with you as well, and you, and so kia ora tātou.